Okay, ladies, we got a beauty routine that we follow every day, right? It turns out parts of it might not be doing us any favors.
Now, according to what we're finding out, you could be doing things that are actually making you look older instead of younger.
Get out of town. Who says that?
I didn't say that. That's what it says. Okay. That's what they say. It's not me.
Yes, I'm always, who is
Christal,
the they?
what's the problem?
They say be careful because you may be doing things that are aging you. That's not what you want to do. We have easy fixes. They're simple. Anyone can follow this advice. Take a look. Beauty mistakes, we all make them, but there are beauty mistakes that age you, and you don't have to fall prey to them. I have the perfect person to help us figure out how to not make them. It is Dr. Smita Ramanadham. She's a plastic surgeon, and she knows all things about beauty and about skin and about keeping it amazing. Let's start with our very first thing. You have this mirror here, and then I see eyeliner because I'm always wearing eyeliner. So what's the mistake that would relate to that?
Yes. So how many times have you seen people pull on their eyelids to apply, I mean, whether it's eyeliner, contacts, eye drops?
Right. They're just harsh, right? Like you just grab the bottom of the eye, yank it down, and it always makes me kind of wince.
Right, exactly. Well, and the skin around our eyelids is so thin and sensitive, so we don't want to traumatize it. But there's also actually little ligaments that hold our eyelid tight against our eye. And those weaken as we age anyway, which ends up pulling our eyelids away from our eyes. So why are we pulling on our eyelids and making that worse?
Don't hasten it.
So we don't want to speed that up. So a nice little trick is to use the right products. So I like liquid eyeliners, gel eyeliners. But I just like to stabilize and just look up, and then you can just apply the eyeliner, and you're not pulling. You're just looking down and applying. If it goes on easily, you're not traumatizing the skin.
And we should say that the waterline, just in case you don't know, is just that tiny little rim underneath your eye where a lot of people like to put eyeliner, but don't. Yank it down to get there.
Yes, don't do that.
There you go. And look, if you got to yank it, then just go eyeliner-less.
Exactly.
Next, our eyebrows.
As we get older, they can thin out and they drop, and they, especially for women, they lose the beautiful arch that we have when we're younger.
Yeah.
So we want to be careful, first of all, with tattoos. A lot of people tattoo their eyebrows, and if you do that when you're 20s, well, then they're sitting on your eyelids by the time you're in your 60s.
Right, right.
So you want to avoid that, but I think a good eyebrow pencil is a good alternative to avoid tattoos. Just fill them in. Just fill them in so they look a little bit thicker and fuller.
Okay.
And more importantly, they're in the right position, so your eyes look bright.
Oh, you don't want eyebrows up here near your hairline or down here near your nose. You just want them where they're supposed to be.
Exactly.
All right, I like that tip. Now, straws. What are we doing with these?
Yeah, so straws, pursing our lips repetitively gives us those vertical wrinkles around our mouth, perioral wrinkles. We traditionally used to call them smoker lines because they would happen with people smoking. Obviously, it happens with anybody, especially with all the travel cups and water bottles that we're using now. Pursing our lips, we're recreating that same motion.
Right.
So over time, it's going to cause wrinkles.
The fix?
I do like these wider silicone straws.
Okay.
Because, and I kind of just sip from the side.
Oh.
And you can sort of bite onto it. You can make a seal.
Okay.
So you're getting the liquid in, and it's bigger, so you're getting more liquid in. But of course, avoid the straw altogether. Use a cup.
Got
it's sort of the best way.
Let's talk about the phone and this stand, and does that have something to do with tech neck?
Oh, it sure does.
I've heard that term.
Yes.
Okay, tell us first, what is that?
Yeah, so tech neck happens because we're constantly looking at our devices, right? And I think it worsened after COVID because now we also have Zoom meetings and we're on the computer a lot. But looking down, we're bending our neck and creating creases in our neck. So as we get older, again, we lose collagen, elastin, and all those horizontal creases are now becoming permanent in our skin. But also hold it up at eye level.
Okay.
And this is sort of annoying if you're walking around and holding it up. But even using something as little as a stand when you're at your desk or sitting down, it makes all the difference because then you're not just constantly bending.
3.5 hours, 5 hours in one day. All of that definitely makes a difference.
It makes a difference.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
it adds up. If you must side sleep, do it responsibly. I see one of these things is not like the other.
Right,
This
right.
just seems like a traditional pillowcase,
Yeah.
like cotton, right?
Yeah.
And then this is satin.
Cotton pillowcases are, first of all, they're very absorbent. So they can dry out your skin, and they can also absorb a lot of the skincare products that we use overnight to treat our skin.
Right.
But also there's a lot of friction. So have you ever woken up in the middle of the night and you have these, or in the morning and you have permanent creases in your face?
100%.
Yeah.
2 days ago, I was like, what is this divot over here by my eye?
Exactly.
Yeah.
But over time, again, if you do that day in and day out, eventually you start seeing asymmetries, more wrinkling, more deflation on one side versus the other. So a good alternative is a satin or silk pillowcase where it's not as absorbent, so your products stay intact, it doesn't dry out your skin, but it's also smoother.
It's the little things you get in the right habits of doing things the right way, and then you're shaving off years. Okay, now how easy was that advice? So, Ro,
Easy.
a satin pillowcase. They're like $4.99,
Yeah.
$5.99. You
Yes,
have one.
of course.
There you go. And they're great for your hair too. That's one thing
Yeah.
that I didn't mention. That's why I started it, because it doesn't absorb the moisture. You get good slip.
But, you know, I'm one of those people, I'm a restless sleeper. I don't know if you are.
Yeah, yeah.
If you don't use one of those satin pillowcases, you will wake up with creases all over your face.
Absolutely, 100%.
From sleeping on your
Yeah, like
face. Yeah.
folds, and
Yeah.
you're like, could
No,
this go
we're
away
not
maybe in
gonna-
like 5 hours?
We're not going to look like a Sharpay.
No.
No way. No way.
You're not getting me to comment on any of this stuff.
Yeah,
all
good
right?
move. Get
Do I
yourself
like-
a satin pillowcase. You'll be as beautiful as
Do I
right.
like,
I can
do
only
I like
hope
fat?
So coming up, we're heading back outside to enjoy this beautiful weather. They told me to hurry up. They told me to move on. That's what it is.
Nice.
Okay, we're going outside. We're going to have a little competition with teaming, take down Ryan and Crystal, because you got a new show we got to talk about.
I know.
Oh,
we
yes.
will. We will.
We have a game of cornhole coming up.